have not been on YouTube in a very, very hot second. And that is because I was just in Martha's Vineyard, but I'm not. I've been home for a few days now, and I woke up like 5 minutes ago. I realized that I needed to get my shit together. Here we are. So I'm up, I'm brushed, my teeth. I make no promises about my hair, but I'm up, I'm brushed, and I'm crusty as fuck. That's how it be. And today I'm coming at you with a very, very interesting video. Unpopular opinions. We love a controversial queen. That's me. I'm also really congested. I have a lot of unpopular opinions to share with you guys. I know that y'all enjoyed my last unpopular opinions video, so I decided that I would do another one. And I'm also, wow bro, I am winded as fuck. I'm also going to be doing my makeup too to get ready for the day. Let's just get into it because this intro has already been long enough. I'm going to start off with my Tarte Drink of H2O Hydrating Boost. I've been in love with this. MC got it a while ago and I was using it at her house, and then I like fell in love with it. Okay, anyway, my first unpopular opinion is probably my biggest one and maybe possibly my most like controversial one. JoJo Siwa is not that bad. Everybody hates her, and I'll admit I really didn't like her. But then I just kind of thought about it and I started to rewatch Dance Moms, and I just like thought about it more, and I was like, fuck. JoJo Siwa, she gets hated a lot because she was like rude in Dance Moms, but she was kind of me at that age. Like talking back to Abby, like she said shit that I would have said.
Well, if you yell at me, I'm gonna cry.
Get out. I don't know, I don't think she was annoying in Dance Moms. I thought that she was very mean. And now, I just think that, you know, she has a different appearance. I feel like, if anything, I act more like Danielle Bergoli than JoJo Siwa, but I still support JoJo Siwa more than I support Danielle Bergoli. I mean, they both are, honestly. I support both of them equally. They're both badass bitches, to be honest. I think that JoJo Siwa gets hated a lot just for her appearance and, like, how she comes across, but I think that, like, she's actually really sweet. She's kind of loud, but I think that she just has ADHD. Honestly, I kind of feel that. I do too, so I think I kind of see it a little bit in her, and I think that she's using it to her advantage. Since she has so much energy, she's using it in a good outlet and trying to entertain people, and I totally respect that. I mean, I made a post saying that JoJo Siwa was my bad on my public Finsta, and somebody said, but she's like a giant toddler, and I'm like, that's like somebody saying, but she's gay. Like, it doesn't matter. It's something like, she can act how she wants, she can be who she is, and I respect her for that. Like, it doesn't matter who she is or what she was born as. It's just like the whole gay argument. It's not your life. It doesn't involve you, and it doesn't hurt anybody, so why do you have a problem with it? The same way that, like, why do people have a problem with people being gay? Like, I just don't understand. If it doesn't hurt you, then why are you so upset about it? I don't know. I literally love JoJo. My next unpopular opinion is another kind of controversial one that I feel like I'm gonna get hated on a lot for in the comments, but I feel like there are gonna be some people that side with me. If you listen to the whole thing, don't like comment because I just said like, listen to my whole argument first. I am open to the possibility that the earth could be flat. Shane Dawson's what the fuck, that video from a while ago, the conspiracy theory, whatever. I totally am like open to the idea. I think he made some really convincing points that, you know, all the pictures of the earth are brought to us from NASA, and there are some things that NASA have been kind of like shady about. The moon landing, I'm just saying, there's no wind up in space, but the flag was moving. That makes no sense. Crosshairs were behind equipment. Like, I don't know. Watch Shane's video about it. I'll have it in the description. But, like, yeah, I just think it's, like, a little bit shady. NASA's kind of shady. I mean, why wouldn't they lie to us about this? Because the government might just want us to think that, like, we have no purpose on this earth, and the earth was flat, then it would just mean that we are all that there is. There aren't any other planets, you know? It's kind of hard to explain and it's kind of hard to understand. But like, if the earth was flat, then it wouldn't just be like a map flying through space. It would just be us. And there wouldn't be like, it's very, very hard to explain. I'm kind of having like an existential crisis right now. It would just be us and there wouldn't be any other planets. But if the earth is round, obviously we'd just be some big thing flying through space and we wouldn't have any purpose. So the government doesn't want us to think that we have any purpose. I think that's the explanation behind that. Also, if you want to take a more religious route, in the Bible it says that the earth has a dome over it, and like a plane, and it has a dome over it. It says it in the Bible, so if you like listen to everything in the Bible, I don't know. If you think that the earth is flat, you have to like completely disregard everything that people have told you. And you know, people will just listen to what they have been told, but if you think that the earth is flat, then you have like a different perspective, you know? You're not just taking in what's being fed to you. You're thinking a little bit deeper, and you're being a creative thinker. her, basically. I think that's what flat earthers are. I don't think that they're weirdos or anything. Okay, now I have some less like heavy ones about food. Pizza, hot dogs, and hamburgers are so fucking overrated. I literally dislike all of them. I do not like pizza because I don't like tomato sauce. I remember like in elementary school, like almost throwing up at like cafeteria pizza because it had like the giant clumps of like tomato sauce. It was so gross, bro. I could not handle that shit. I just get cheesy bread at Domino's because it's just like pizza but with no sauce. Sometimes, not really anymore, but I used to get like pizza with light sauce and extra cheese. I used to do that so I could like low-key fit in, but still wasn't the same. Cheesy bread's the way to go, bro. And then hot dogs and hamburgers, I have this very distinct memory before I was vegetarian. Like, I'm a vegetarian now, so I don't eat them anyway, but before I was vegetarian, at my summer camp, we would have like barbecues I don't even remember. I forget if it was like once a month, once a week, I don't remember. So there was like a barbecue every now and again, and they only had like hot dogs and hamburgers, and I just remember like not eating anything and just being so miserable and everybody just like eating it, and I'm just like, it's so gross, like I just don't. And that's the tea. Okay, Jeffree Star. We're getting on to some more. Even before Shane Dawson's documentary, Haley and Rachel and I were all talking about this before the documentary came out because we knew that we wanted to watch the first part together because it was coming out when I was still in Texas. But we were talking about how we actually liked Jeffree Star and we low-key thought he was a badass bitch before we knew anything that Shane had to say, before we knew about, you know, his recovery from like self-harm and all that stuff. Like, he's such a badass bitch, and like, I know he said some shit, and I know that I'm not the person that he's apologizing to. I'm not the person that should be accepting the apology, you know, like I don't really have a say in this. I'm just saying that I like Jeffree Star. I think that he's moved on. I think that he said things that came out of pure hatred, and those things will always be there, but how can you expect humanity to change if we're just holding grudges? We just need to like, I don't know, I feel like I can't say anything, and I don't want anybody to take anything the wrong way. But I think that Jeffree Star is open to change, and I think he has a good heart deep down, and I think back then he was mad at himself and he was mad at his life, and he was taking it out in any way that he could. I can understand that and I can forgive him, so. I wrote these all down and I like forgot about them. The next one is low-key an unpopular opinion. But wait for it. I don't think that feet themselves are gross. Like, I have no problem with feet. I have a problem with toes. I cannot, like, toes, ew, I'm looking at my toes. And they're just so gross. And just imagine the foot without toes. Like, there's nothing to be, I'm not gonna show my foot on camera. I'm gonna put a picture up. There's nothing to be grossed out about. It's just like a blob, but the toes are weird. You know, the toes have like dirt and like nails and like, ugh. I really don't like toes. Another one. Oh, these are some like good ones. Netflix is not that good. Don't like come attacking me or anything, but like, if you really think about it, how many times have you wanted to watch a movie and you went to go look at it, like look it up on Netflix, and it wasn't on there and you had to watch it on Putlockers or whatever? And it's with all like the popular movies, you know? Like, Netflix didn't have Mean Girls for a little bit. Like, they literally took it off. Why would they do that? That's just shady. I'm going to speak. I have a Netflix subscription, but I've been using MC's Hulu subscription, and I'm just saying, Netflix used to be really good. You know, they used to have all those TLC reality shows like Orders, and what was the one, like Penny Pincher, or Extreme Cheapskates, Extreme Couponers. Oh, that was my shit, bro. Dude, and what happened to those? They took those off. Oh, they used to have Hannah Montana, bro. I remember one Christmas Eve, I stayed up and I watched like an entire season of Hannah Montana, and she was there for me. Where can you watch Hannah Montana? And where can you watch Wizards of Waverly Place? Like, where can you watch that shit? You watch it on demand? I don't know. I never go. We have a TV in my living room, but I never use it. This one people might get offended by, but let me just start off by saying I think David Dobrik is the cutest little bean ever. I love him. He's so cute. I saw his reaction to Josh Peck telling him that his wife was pregnant, and like, he was just so cute, and I think that he's adorable even when he was dating Liza. Like, I've always had a little bit of a crush on him, low-key, but I kind of like his videos, but I just don't like how they're all 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Like, I get it. Do it for the meme. Like, 420, we get it. And like, it's not even that funny. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. What's the point? His videos are so short, and people nowadays on YouTube, people don't like short videos. Like, imagine, I would eat that shit up if David made like a 20-minute long vlog of his day. I would kill for that, but like, it jumps around so much, I never know what's happening. There's no like actual storyline. It just drives me apeshit, so I honestly never watch his videos, but I follow him on Instagram. This is just such a random one. I actually asked some people on my public spam. To give me unpopular opinions, so I just got some really random ones. But somebody said that mushrooms are actually really good, and I agree. Mushrooms are so good. Like, I fuck with mushrooms in like a salad, or even like just dipping a fucking mushroom in balsamic vinaigrette. I used to do that shit. Like, I don't know. Mushrooms are good, and they get so heated on. But like, what's wrong with them? They don't taste like anything. I like the texture. Where the fuck is my brown? This one, I don't know if this is gonna be like offensive or anything. I feel like it might be, but I don't know. I hate tres leches. Like the cake, it's so wet. I remember I went to this camp called Create a Cook, and when I was like 12 I think, and we made tres leches today, and it was just so moist. I remember just like wanting to die. So much milk. Like, I'm not even lactose intolerant, and I feel like I would be shitting my brains out if I ate a whole thing. I'm just saying, lactose ain't that good for you, bro. That's all the ones that I have on the paper. But I'm not done with my makeup, like, at all. Because I was talking too much. Star Wars is boring! Hannah, you get me. Star Wars is really boring. I've never liked it. And like, same with Star Trek. I never really liked, I think it's just because I don't like fantasy kind of things. I never liked Harry Potter, Percy Jackson. I didn't really like any of that shit. I don't know why. I just don't like fantasy. Stunning Annika said Disney is falling apart. I agree, but I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think everybody knows. Whoever's watching Disney now, like, has nothing to compare it to, so they probably think that it's like decent, but not what it once was, kid. I've even seen like the really early Disney stuff, and I still don't think it was as good as like Hannah Montana and that kind of stuff. Bro! Who comes up with that shit? She's living a double life. Who comes up with that shit? And Wizards of Waverly Place, bitch! Pete Davidson is not ugly. He's actually pretty cute. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but yeah, he's a cutie. I love Pete Davidson. I had all the ones that I really disagree with, so I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do the outro when I am Kate. So that is it for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna try and be making more videos, but school is starting. I'm gonna just try and stay on schedule. I've been able to do it before. I can do it again. I'm just having a hard time. It'd be like that. Thanks so much for watching. Just comment, subscribe, suck my dick, and keep on having unpopular opinions. Tell me that I'm an idiot, you know that you'll be lying. What?